Hello and welcome to another opportunity for us to listen and learn. And just think, even if we don't learn, just spend a moment to reflect on some thoughts I would share in a bit. So I'm recording this around Easter, and the death of Christ is not lost upon me. The reality that somebody gave up the most important person to them in this world. God gave it up, and that was given up died. So the enormity of this reality of death should never be lost on us, or else we will forget the price, the cost of the salvation we have gotten. And I always say this, I hope I'm not misinterpreted, but I think that death is one of the greatest things, if not the greatest, that exists in nature. Yes, we all love life, we love growth, we love movement, we love breathing, we love other characteristics of the living thing. But essentially, the fact that there is a possibility of death, that there is a termination, a terminal point for this hustle, for this journey, is so encouraging. And death being the ultimate leveler for everybody, that also gives, it resets everything else. I mean, if you are considering anything, any notion in this world, anything at all in this world, and you just isolate death from that thought, it changes the entire parameters. It changes the factors, the possibilities. Whether you are talking about marriage and you remove death, then the next question is, for 1,001 billion years, this is the person. If you remove death from anything, our existence, there is no end to this journey. So then it means that the person who is still seeking for something will just continue to think that, what if I never get it? Because it means there's no destination. There's no destination. But death, maybe this is the only time, or this is the first time you'd be hearing someone talking about death with some form of joy or with some laughter. So I've just realized that it exists and we can't change it. So I think we need to accept it and find a way to now maximize it to make our lives better. So because you know again that there is a point that you would finish whatever race you are on, it should make you bide your time. It should make you maximize the time you have. So if they give us forever to do whatever I want, so people could just live useless lives, waste away time because you don't have a goal. But death is an ultimate leveler too, and that's one of the best things about it. It's not discriminatory of poor or rich. It doesn't matter if you are white or black. It doesn't matter. Everybody eventually gets to that point. So in that case now, it seems to me that if you are thinking in the sense of there is a culmination, there is a termination of whatever you are doing here. So two things. Some persons take it the negative way and feel that what's the point, whereas some people take it the positive way and try to say, I must leave something behind, a legacy, and which I've said this before is the advantage of those that have children, because it's the simple, is the easiest way to just find a legacy, because somebody's just carrying on your gene, your name, literally. But more than name, there is a legacy. More than children, rather, there is a legacy that is attached to your name, to your impact. Somebody may live for 5 years longer than you. Your impact will felt for that 5 years after you've gone. There are persons that have died now for over 2,000 years. We still know of them in the Bible. I read recently the story of the woman that broke her alabaster box and poured the perfume on Jesus while Jesus was still alive. And when people began to grumble and to say, why did she waste that costly ointment on Jesus? Jesus said, wherever this story was told, this woman will be remembered. The name of that woman wasn't mentioned, but I don't know this woman. I've not met her. I'm not in her lineage. I don't know where she comes from, but I remember that woman. That is legacy. To do something that will live after us, and to do something that would add a lot of value to other people so immensely that will be remembered. But I don't think so many persons now are the wish for fame. They want fame. I'm not sure I want it. I don't want it, to be honest. It's not, I'm not sure. I'm sure I don't want it. So emphasis on want. So people want to, they want people to still remember their name when they are dead. So to do that, you don't have to do a positive thing, actually. You just have to do something extraordinary. It can be extraordinarily foolish, extraordinarily bad, extraordinarily good. But rather than fame will suggest that so many persons know your name. I think rather than fame, what we should pursue is value, is influence, is addition, is usefulness, is relevance in one person's life today. After 3 years, in 2 persons' life. After a decade, in 100 persons' life, possibly, if you are lucky. In 1,000 persons' life, wow, thank you, Jesus. Oh, in tens of thousands, in 1 million, which is just possibly 0.01% of the entire humans that have walked this planet, that will get to having their reputation positively be multiplied in 100 in millions of lives. So the rest of us, whether we are in the 0.01 percentile or not, just a few persons, that's okay. That's okay. Your emphasis on trying to be relevant and useful and impactful to just that small number, I can assure you won't end up with those small number. So, and apart from that, and when I'm talking about impact here, the next thing people will be thinking about is, Reinhard Bonnke, T.L. Osborne, John Wesley, Oli Soyinka, Albert Einstein, no, not necessarily. While we must shoot for greatness, and I would always be an advocate of trying to pursue and achieve greatness, at the end you must know that the greatness is not necessarily defined by magnitude, but again by value. So what am I saying? There are people who spend their lives being empowerers. So they are empowering the great man. Whenever my pastor finish his preaching and in the headquarters church, there's something you always do. There's a man because I sit close to the altar. So whenever the pastor finishes preaching, a man runs over, grabs a cup from the pulpit and runs over and puts it behind him. The man waits on him every Sunday. I made peace quite early. From the first time I saw that man quite early, I made peace with the fact that this might be my own impact in life. Fetching a cup for the great man, and I will be absolutely perfectly happy, because one, God, who is the ultimate rewarder, it will not miss the impact. It can't make a mistake. It will not underrate or downsize whatever impact I've had and the reward of it. And secondly, not just in the sight of God, even for men, whatever good that man has done, because I am part of his team, as little as I'm the one that helps him for years consistently to hold this cup, as little as that, I will feel so fulfilled that I have lived a life. It was written somewhere it was written in the Bible when they were describing Elisha before he had his own name. So they were describing Elisha, and what they said was that they say he was the one that poured water on the hands of Elijah. That's all. So because he was just identified as the one, he poured water. Anytime I read that, I'm so impressed by the fact that even the person who didn't do more than pouring water on the hands of the prophet of that land, he had a just recognition and reward, an impact. Because I need to say this, because I feel that so many persons want to stand on the high mountain and speak to the world, whereas forgetting that even mathematically and from history, majority will just need to help the man standing on that high point. We just need to hold him. We just need to be stairs, to build the stairs for him, to help him have stamina, to cater to his needs, just so that he can continue to preach on that high point, on that peak of a mountain. Of course, the world will not recognize, may not recognize. It is likely that they won't recognize the effort of the man doing the little deeds here and there. But you will know that you are doing something. People around, a few persons, they will know. And ultimately, the maker would know. So, think the crust of what I'm trying to share today is, there was a man after Jesus died. So there were men. There were stories of people from that last day, from when Jesus was moved from the place where Pilate gave it the order for his death until he resurrected. One, Thomas, I think that was his name. It's not the disciple now. I think the name of that man was Thomas. The only thing he did, he helped Jesus to carry his cross. Is it Thomas or Simon? He helped Jesus. And that's all they said. And I'm here sitting, I'm thinking, Lord, how great a life would I have lived if I can just offer a shoulder to the Son of God to just say, just from year to year, let me just help you. Somebody is going to die for the whole world. And I am privileged to offer a shoulder. Whether he was forced to do it or not, it's none of my business here. But he offered a shoulder and he was carrying the cross for Jesus until God got out until Calvary. My Lord, what a great impact. What a great impact. But that was all he did. That was all recorded, but that was enough, because even though it's not the one where the spotlight wasn't on him necessarily, but he was helping the man in the spotlight. Then when Jesus was being buried, another person came up, Joseph of Arimathea. I think that was the name. The only thing he did, he offered a burying place, bought a burying place for Jesus, and they buried him there. He didn't heal the sick. He didn't raise the dead. He just bought it. The burying place that Jesus stayed for just briefly 3 days or 2 days, if you want to calculate really, was this man was the one that provided that. But he wasn't on the high point, on the peak of greatness. He wasn't at that level. But the small that he could afford to give, he gave it. So many persons are always every Sunday in a church somewhere, not preaching now, because that's the spotlight, but they open the church, they sweep it. For 20 years, they do that consistently. Your greatness, you can't imagine it. Some persons, I thought 3 generations that is they were there. When my dad went to secondary school, somebody was there. When I went to secondary school, the person was teaching. When my child would go to that school, the person was still managed, hunched back, trembling hands. But because the voice was not gone, still managed to give instructions. I can't explain to you how powerful it is for those who offer services and value that are hardly recognized. And for some reasons, I tend to gravitate towards those kind of things that people don't know. People don't recognize it. Because really, if you're offering value, ultimately, in the journey you are taking from now to the next, I don't know your present age, you may be 25, maybe 30. So maybe you have like 70 years, if God permits. In the journey that remains, you would have lived so fully, so your impact would have been so great that even you would smile when people talk about that. And even when your time comes, you would have been able to peacefully say you offered all that you could. But it's not because you stood and the spotlight was on you and the whole world knew of you. No. It was because the little that you could offer, the one talent that you were given, you used that in the littlest way. You're able to offer value. And so, that is what I have to say today on today's podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Thank God for the inspiration. And thank you for listening up to this point. And what else to say? Happy Easter and God bless you. Amen.